Hi, Kathy here from Kathy's Cute Creations. Today we're going to do number 7 in the Threadology block. Here are the colors of our blocks. Got them all marked here on my little design board. So this is what I call a square and a square. So this will be an easy one. Let's begin. Now we're going to do the big square. I've already got the little ones done, so I'm going to show you how to do the big one. It's a lot easier for you to do the big one first. Or if you prefer to do the little ones, that's fine. But you have 3 pieces. You have A, B, and C. They want you to take A and B, A being the smallest, B being the largest. Now, I always turn mine upside down when I do it. And they want you to cut it diagonally. So that's what I'm going to do. And I don't mark it. All I do, wrong size ruler. Hold on one second while I get a bigger ruler. So I take my ruler and let me put this in the camera a little bit better for you. Okay. And I lay my ruler down, and I look at the corner here, and I'm coming a little bit left to the corner. I put my rotary cutter down, so it's keeping it from moving it to the right, so it's just sitting right there. Then I take the top up here and I move it over till I see it right on the edge, but not on the tip, because I'm going to want to cut through the tip. And then all I do is slice it like that, and there's 2 pieces. Okay, no right or wrong way. Do it again here with the second piece. There's 2 pieces. Remember, we're cutting the small one, the 2 smallest and the 2 largest. The other one, where there's only one of, is going to be the middle block that we're wrapping around. If you feel like you have to mark yours, then by all means go ahead and mark it. No problem with that. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Just remember now, it's on the bias, so you want to be careful that you don't stretch it. Now what we're going to do next, I'm going to make sure I have the correct side, because this is double there. So you're going to take your middle square, which is C, and you're going to take one on one side and one on the other. Now the way that I do this is I take it and I fold it. Let me back you up a little bit. Okay, so I just fold it in half, put a little mark down here at the corner. So all I've done is created the middle, and I do it on these 2 here. And then I fold this in half. I'm going to do it both ways. If you want to iron it, that's fine too. You can do that. I'm just going to put a mark on each corner here with my hands. Fold it the other direction. Okay, so it has 4 little spots. And then with the right sides together, then I'm going to pin it. I pin it again on this end. And I do the opposites first. Now I'm using a universal 12 needle. I changed out my needle because when I started my machine on the little ones, it made a teeny weeny little thumping noise, and I wasn't quite sure what it was. So that's the way it looks on both ends. And that needle that made that noise was fairly new. So I wasn't quite sure why it was doing that, but I went ahead and as soon as I changed it out, that was it, the noise quit. So I just got another one. And then I am using a white thread, and I'm using white bobbin, same thing, and I'm doing the 1/4 inch, which is what this calls for. I am not locking it in the end. I'm just taking my time. Now when I did the 4 little ones, I went ahead and I did it where I chain stitched it, so it just did one after the other. When we get finished with this block, then the next thing I'm going to do is the cotton cuts for 2019. I have it, and I just got my murder mystery in the mail, so I'll have to do that one after it. And just flip it around. Do the next side. We're going to take it over to the ironing board. We're going to press our seam, and then we're going to open these and we're going to iron them so that we can put the next ones on, okay? It's going to look like this, and then the next step is to take the other 2, which we'll fold again. I can still see my crease on here. If you can't, you can redo your crease, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's make it on these white ones first. So I would take it, you're going to want to put it together right here where the seam meets and pinch it there. Flip it over, do the same thing here because you're trying to get the middle. Okay. And then we're going to attach it and pin it just like this. Lines meet up. Put our pin in. And go to the other end and put our pin in. I think I need to take this one out because it's a little too high. There we go. Go to the other end. Do the same exact thing. If you're using white on white, make sure that your right sides are together. Now we're going to sew it. And yes, go ahead and come all the way off this fabric. It's hanging over, and yes, you want to come off of it, or you want to come on to it. Okay, you don't start up here and leave that off. You want to get all that sewn on. I'll show you why here in a second. Go ahead and come all the way off. Now it should look like this. And we're going to take it over to the yarn. We're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to press our seams while it lays like this. Iron it while it lays like that, and then open it. Okay? Now if you see, you have a square inside of a square. And we're going to trim these little things off right here before we go any further. Just take your time. If you prefer to cut them off with your scissors, you can do that. Now the next step is putting these on here. Now, I go ahead and I fold it. And then what I'm looking at, let me see if I can get you a little closer so you can see it. Okay, so you want this little thing right here to go right up the middle of that. All right, so then you lay it on there. And then I do two things. So to make it so that it's perfect, well, I shouldn't say perfect, but you get the drift here. I go ahead and I pin it. Then I'm going to flip it over because I'm one of those people that I need to see that thing when it's sewn. So now that I flipped it over, I take out my pin and go in at an angle. If I was to go straight down and bend my pin, and I'm going to show you right here next to this. All right, you can see how it's all lined up. But if I go straight down in, this is lined up. If I go straight in and I bend my pin like that, now my top fabric has gone over, which you can barely see it. I didn't do it enough. But anyway, the point is if you go straight down and like this, you've pulled the top fabric up. But if you go at an angle, like I did, it doesn't pull it up. It goes ahead and lays it across there. And I hope my hands are not in the way. And I'll put 2 pins on here, in the middle. And so it'll be pinned like this. Now I'll go around to the other end and do the same thing on this side. So I'll fold this triangle in half. Not triangle, rectangle. Put the right sides together. It goes right there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pin it. Flip it over, take out my pin, and then pin it at an angle. There we go. Pin's kind of okay. And let me show you here. So you can see that it looks like it's sticking up a little bit because this is off, but that's fine. All this is correct. So let's go ahead and sew it. Now we're going to sew this side here. And if you're worried about that, in other words, coming all the way down there, go ahead and start right up here so you know where you're going to be sewing it. Because I know that I will not be able to go 1/4 of an inch or it will literally chop that off. Now when I get up here, I'll stop and take my pin out because it's too much bulk. And then run across it here. Then I'm going to take a look at it. Okay, so it did not go over the tip of that. So I can move over a little bit to the left because I don't want to lose my tip if I can avoid it. I'm going to see here in a minute. If it happens, it can't be helped, and that's one thing. It looks good. As a matter of fact, I could even move it over some if I wanted to. So let's start up here at the end now. There you go. When I get done doing the other side, I'll match the two. Okay, so some not far enough back. There we go. Now take a look at the two. They look like they're about even, so they're good. So I'm going to go ahead and press them over here. And always remember, relax your seams first, no matter how big your block is. Now our block has gotten a lot bigger. And we're going to take these last two, and they're going to go on here like that. So again, I'm going to get the middle here on both. I'm going to pin each one. There you go. There's one. Flip it over so I can do the other side. Now you do not have to do it this way if you don't want to. I'm just trying to do it to show you an easy way to do it. Whatever's easiest for you, that's what you want to do. I feel like I'm late doing this block. I believe we have one more block left after this, and then it's time to put it together. All right, let's take it over here and let's sew it. Okay, let's go ahead and get down here so I can see how close I am, because it looks like it is right on the edge here. And it is a lot of bulk. Alright, I can move over just a little bit more. Try to keep it consistent. There we go. start at this end here. Meet up with that right there. There we go. Let's do the same thing here. Take that out. That is a lot of bulk, so you got to be careful and go real slow because your sewing machine may hesitate. That's why you can hold your hand on the other side and pull a little bit with the fabric to get it to come through for you. And then I'll start over here. You just need it to go over this block. All that does is lock that into place. Okay, and we're going to take it over here. We're going to iron it. Let's take a look at it. Looks good. I'm going to do the same thing with the trim in here. Trim a little bit of dog ear off, I guess is what you call it. On each side. And what I'm looking at when I'm doing this is I'm lining up my ruler down here with the edge of the block and looking at it up here with the top of the block and then taking off whatever excess is on there. See, I'm putting it down here, lining it up, going up to the top, lining it up there, and then this is all excess. So I'm trimming it all off. That's it. And there you go. So I'm going to put it up on the design wall so y'all can see the one that we just did. Square and a square. And there's the other 4. I want to thank everybody for watching my videos. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.